So at BusinessNext, today we are the largest provider of CRM solutions and digital lending and digital journey solutions for banks in India and in South Asia. We have customers right from large banks including SBI, HDFC, Axis, RBI, PNB. We work with small finance banks which include Ujjivan, AU, Jana Small Finance Banks. We work with the largest gold loan NBFC in India, which is Muthoot Finance. Again, we work with a lot of insurance companies like SBI Life and SBI General, Bajaj Life and Bajaj General, PNB MetLife, so on and so forth. Today we have more than 1 million users in financial services in India itself, and we manage over 1 billion customers in India. For example, at SBI we have more than 300,000 users. At HDFC Bank we have more than 100,000 users using our platform on daily basis to interact with their customers, serving them across their banking needs. Today we have introduced a lot of generative AI and agentic AI solutions for our customers. For instance, some of our large banking customers, they are getting today ready generative AI summaries of their customers. So say if a relationship manager opens a customer 360 view, suppose the customer walks into a branch or calls a call center, his view pops up to the contact center executive or the relationship manager. Now earlier the relationship manager had to go through various data points, 200 plus data points, to understand the customer profile, what are the next best offers, and then he could talk with the customer. Today a simple generative AI summary about the customer is available. So the relationship manager just reads 2 lines that this is the profile of the customer, this is his recent interaction. So say customer had come to the website and shown interest in a gold loan, or customer on a call center had shown interest in a credit card upgrade. So that is flagged in the generative AI summary. So the relationship manager now today has ready conversation strikers which he can use to talk with the customer, which are very relevant and personalized to the customer. Going one step ahead, if the customer says yes, I am interested in a home loan, the RM can invoke a AI agent. The AI agent will do an automated KYC check because it's an existing customer. It will also do a credit bureau check, income analysis based on the collaterals and the financial data already available with the bank, and create a ready home loan proposal in a PDF format and send it to the RM, or if the bank policy allows, it can send it to the customer directly. So earlier when a RM used to take say 2 days to check with the credit team, do the technical analysis, financial analysis, create a proposal and send it to the customer, today on a single click, within seconds he has that proposal ready, which is completely compliant with the bank's guideline. So the agent works around a periphery which is defined by the bank. Being an Indian product company, we provide sovereign data and sovereign AI to our banking customers. So all the data lies within the bank or within a cloud infrastructure which is in India. And today we can proudly say we are the only AI solution provider which gives banks the flexibility to deploy their AI solutions in a private cloud kind of environment. So they need not deploy it on our cloud, on our multi-tenant. They can deploy it on AWS in a cloud which they have bought, and we can manage it. Some of the large banking customers, they are using AWS as the primary cloud and Google Cloud as the disaster recovery. So say if AWS fails, then it automatically switches to GCP. So it's because the live and the DR are on completely separate clouds, it provides them the highest level of security. Again, because it's sovereign, okay, so we don't keep the bank's data, it's on bank's infrastructure, it's completely secured, okay, and we are the only provider which allows to do that. Some of the foreign incumbents, large players, they mandatorily force the banks to host the data in their own cloud. So in their cloud providers, some of the large CRM providers, US companies, so you cannot own the infrastructure, it is owned by them and you have to provide the data there. So that's a big risk which we help our customers mitigate. We run digital journeys today for RBI Ombudsman. Okay, so any customer wants to raise a complaint against any bank, it can go to the RBI portal. Now we have created some AI solutions where customers can just upload physically written letters, or the letter which is sent to the RBI, the employee can just upload it. The AI will read the entire handwritten letter, understand the problem, create a case, and then assign it to the right team. So this is something which we are developing at one of the largest public sector bank. In that customer resolution hub, complaint resolution hub, we are providing them AI solutions where customer can just come to the portal, type in their complaint, and based on what the customer has typed, the system will automatically create a complaint, show a preview to the customer. Customer just needs to click on the submit button. So say for example there is a UPI transaction failure and customer has not received the refund. So customer can just put in that there is a UPI failure, this is my number and this is the amount. So because it's an existing customer to the bank, it will list down the latest UPI transaction. Customer just needs to select and mark that this is the transaction which failed and I have not received the money. So then this will go for an auto resolution. So AI agent will work at the back end, check whether the transaction actually failed, and if the refund has not happened, it will initiate a refund. So there is no human in the loop needed. These kind of use cases we have already deployed, and this is not only reducing the manual work at the bank's end, but it is giving an amazing experience to the customer. So we are bringing the Amazon-like experience in banking for the end customers today. Recently we have launched for MSME lending a mobile solution where the salesperson executive can go to say a Kirana store. He can just take a video and pictures of the Kirana store, upload on our AI app, and what the app will do is it will analyze the entire inventory of the shop. It has powerful. So what we have done is we have built domain specific small language models. So what these and visual language models. So what these models does is it will create an approximate value of the current inventory of the shop. Again, say the sales guy can come the next day and again take a similar video, and it will estimate what is the inventory value, what is the difference between the inventory value. So a daily sales, it will also take the UPI transactions into account and then create an instant offer which can be given to the shopkeeper. So earlier, this Kirana store owners, they didn't have access to a formal credit system. Now with the AI models, they have ready instant approvals for loans which are less than 1 lakh, and if it's a GST registered Kirana owner, then till 10 lakhs the bank can give an instant approval and the loan can be dispersed through their UPI account. So these are some of the use cases we are developing, which is helping to penetrate in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities, make formal credit available to a mass. Now let me just give you another example, where say 6 months back the managed portfolio of a bank was less than 20%. So what I mean by that is only 20% of the customers had a RM whom they can call for their needs, for their problems. Rest 80% was almost orphan. Now with AI coming into, we have created virtual RMs. So a customer has access to a virtual RM who understand that customer. Because of AI, the RM now understands the customer profile, what kind of product the customer already has, if any intent he has shown, what can he talk to the customer, and if the customer has a ready number to call to, and it can be a AI based virtual RM, or there can also be a human virtual RM. See, advantage of a human virtual RM powered with AI is that suppose the RM has 500 customers in his portfolio. Earlier he could manage only 50 customers because he had a one-on-one relationship. Today what we are seeing is our customers are assigning a portfolio of more than 500 to an individual RM, because a RM doesn't need to manually connect with all the 500 customers. AI will give him a day plan that these are the 20 or 30 customers he needs to reach out today. These are the conversations he need to have with that customer based on various signals which the AI has received. And so RM, so there also I'll give you a very specific use case. So for example, suppose your daughter is turning 18. The RM gets a alert that this customer's daughter is turning 18. Why not? And he's eligible for an add-on credit card. Why not you propose? So that's a delightful moment. He calls up the customer, as a birthday gift for your daughter. You can give her this particular credit card. She is now eligible since she's turning. So it's a wow moment. So all these type of AI-driven alerts today we are providing the banks, and that is helping them to bring more and more customers under managed portfolio. And what is this doing is it is increasing the revenue per RM, it is increasing the revenue per customer, and it is also providing a wow experience to the end customer. So this is how our generative and agentic AI solutions are helping banks to deliver a wow experience to the customer, financial inclusion, and bring more and more customers into formal banking system. And again, because we are a Indian product company, we completely provide sovereign data and sovereign AI. Today we are one of the most secured agentic AI platform for the banks in India. For a customer, unless the customer provides consent, the relationship manager or the contact center executive cannot see his PII, so personal information, like the mobile number is always masked. Okay, his other private details, for example, say any credit card details, or for that matter, say some status which he doesn't want to the RM or the contact center executive to read. It can be, those are consent driven. So only when the customer provides consent, the RM will be able to see the mobile number or say any particular account number or stuff. So they also don't have access without customer's consent. Again, the bank, if it has to share data for marketing purpose, it needs specific consent. So say while the customer is filling up a form, there is a mandatory checkbox which the customer only clicks. The outreach team can connect with the customer. So all those checks are in place as per RBI guidelines, and the most important thing is this data is always resides in within the regional or the country periphery. It doesn't go outside. Okay, and the data is in complete control of the bank's team. So the bank can implement its own policy in the private cloud, private landing zone which is implementing, and then it can decide who has access to that data. So for again coming back, for the layman, unless he gives consent, the bank employee doesn't have the capability to read his data. It is always masked, and all the data exchanges which happen with the AI models and all is completely encrypted. Again, on the other side, there are very strict guardrails. We have a concept called AI control tower, which is a bit technical, but it's like an air traffic controller. So there is an AI control tower who is monitoring all the agents which are working. Any hallucination if happens, the AI control tower will come to know, and it will then and there block that particular agent. Again, the output which the AI agents are giving is continuously being monitored by the AI control tower. There are specific guardrails in place where the AI agent cannot perform actions outside the defined actions which they are supposed to perform. They do not have access to any data outside the data which they are configured to have access. So that is there are multiple checks today, but AI control tower is the main component which is providing this highest level of security for all the generative and agentic AI solutions which are on right now.